Okay, we're back out here again at Siller Brothers out here on Bogue Road. Got a 64 here that I've previously done. The one we're working on today is this one here. It's a 61 model. We've got it all opened up and I've got the pitot tied up and secured in the static lines. We're going to be running a static transponder cert on this one here, and where we're tied at is up on top. Actually, no, we're not tied. We have blocked off the pitot and the static, and I have tied down in the nose of this. We'll go over there in a second, get a little closer. This is the one that's going to Hawaii. Okay, back on the 61. This is the one they're going to be setting power poles over on one of the small islands in Hawaii. We've got the top opened up so I can get up there to the pitot mast. The way you get up is basically on the wheel. Handholds up the side of it. You just crawl up the side, get up on the platform. We open up one of the two engine covers, and we position ourselves on top of there, and then we can come forward to the pitot static mast and either tie in or tape them off like we've done there. Down in the nose, we've gone ahead and tied to the static and transponder drain lines in here to run our equipment. And of course we're using the inverter with the Jeep to supply 120 volts pure sine wave to our test equipment. Okay, so then we basically got our TIC 49 box here, and up in the helicopter I already have my static box. The back end of the 61. See all the monkey motion going on here. It's part of the transmission. So it's all pretty much, it's all exposed on all these ships here. There's no interior, no panels, no nothing. Everything's just bare out here. And then up into the cockpit, we've got the overhead console. All circuit breakers, static box. One cluster here, center pedestal. We got the NAT 30, I think they're 3800 transceivers down here for the Forest Service. So we're ready to run this one. And over closer to the hangar, they got 2.5 mic. There's another 61. I did this one a couple years ago. And they got assorted crane trucks and ground support equipment they take with them wherever they go. We're not going to shoot too much on this one here because I've already done a video on this particular helicopter with the snorkel and the tank and all that. What we're going to show you is basically what happens is these helicopters come in and they sit and they'll strip them out, and they'll just be turned into a hulk like this, or this is the back end of a crane right here. And over here on the jig is the nose piece of a 64 Sky Crane. This is pretty well stripped and gutted, ready for to be blasting down and paint and prep work. And they just custom make all these jigs to hold all this equipment so they can work on it safely and efficiently. The one piece I just showed you on the other side of that 421 Sierra couples up to this portion on this fuselage here. And another piece of equipment for positioning it after they pull the landing gear off. They just jack it up and they block them, work on them. Inside of this one, they're still in the process of removing a lot of what was in it. And then from closer to the hangar, there's our nose section, 2-1 Sierra, a trailer that is carrying blades, and you can see beyond that the one I'm working on, the blue one, bluish gray one. And then in the background there's a couple more sitting out there on some jigs. Oops, right there, sitting out there on some jigs, which would be next in line for restoration and refurbishing. There's a lot to these ships. And we've got another one in the corner. It's in line to get reworked. Here we have one of the winch assemblies. This goes up in the between the landing gear on the 64. That's the drum and the spool that winches up the cable for doing their heavy lift when they're using a winch. And one of the retardant tanks. Let's take a closer look at that. This one has the doors off. These are the mechanisms that actually open and close the doors. And these are the doors sitting over here. So I'm not sure what they're doing on this one. They could be resealing it with different seals. But these are all the arms that slam the doors open and shut on this unit. And they're rewiring this one over here in the corner. And we have an engine. Or I'm sorry, not an engine. We have a rotor mast sitting on a jig right here in the center. Normally the hangar is full of helicopters, but they've got most of them out working right now. I'll give you an idea of some of the wiring that goes into these. This is one that's being all rewired. You see they've got all new bundles. It's getting all new wiring. Wire everywhere. Every wire's got a place to go. And the front steerable nose wheel. This is one of the bays where a lot of the equipment goes. So it's got a couple of new engines on it, all new hydraulic lines, fuel lines, tubing. That's where the winch goes. Up in this bay here, right under the transmission. Pretty cool.